Well, hello there. I just want to say lighting is everything. I don't think I look like this in person, but lighting is amazing. Week. By the way, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe below. And if you haven't, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And the weird thing is that I can't see who subscribes. So if you comment below, then I can see your name and your picture and I can see who you are. So please say hello. Let me know who you are and give me feedback. I'd love to just connect with you and hear what you have to say. So let's get started. I'm sorry for the slow upload. There's been so much going on this week. And I just went to a Luke Bryan concert yesterday, and it was during the week, so lots been going on. But I actually filmed 3 videos, so I'm excited to get those done, get those edited, and put those up for you. So let's get started. So last week we talked about the first 3 tips for running after and following your goals and your dreams. And let's just recap real quick. So the first 3, the first one was declutter. Internal and external declutter. And that was just clearing your mind and your environment. The second one was write down your vision. Get a notebook. And get a notebook of something that will inspire you and keep it with you at all times. And the third one was develop healthier eating and fitness habits. So I think I said those in the wrong order. So the first one was internal and external declutter, clearing your mind. The second one was developing healthier eating and fitness habits. And the third one was actually writing down your visions. A lot of people set big goals. They have big ideas, and that's good. But you got to break it down from there. So the key word is measurable. And let me give you an example. So a lot of people say, I want to be happy. I just want to be happy. Or I want to start up a new business. Or maybe I want to feel better about myself. I want to build my self-esteem. Or I want to reduce my anger. I realize that I have a lot of anger. So the thing about that is happiness to one person is not happiness to another person. So you got to figure out the why. And most importantly, you got to figure out your motivation behind it. Because for instance, for the business, if your motivation is, well, because they're doing it, everybody else is doing it, and they seem to be making a lot of money and they're popular, that's fleeting and it probably won't get you very far. Not only that, but you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for clout or to look a certain way. So that only goes so far. So maybe a better motivation of why, figuring out why, it should be something inside of you. So if your motivation is, I want to do something that I'm passionate about so that I can feel good throughout the day, I'm helping other people, and I'm showing my kids a good example. If your motivation of why is so I can live a full, satisfying life and feel better about myself. So those are some examples. So let me give you an example about the happiness, because that seems to be a common one. So again, happiness to one person is not the same happiness to another person. So making it measurable, this is the measurable part. It could be something like, in 1 year's time, I want to increase my self-esteem from a 2 to an 8. I want to find something that I'm passionate about and start doing that thing. Start being active in it. So that's measurable. I'm going to see a counselor or a mentor, and I'm going to see them 2 times a week. I'm going to do personal development 3 times a week. And I'm going to do self-care and fitness 5 days a week. So that's measurable. You can see if you're doing that. You can see if you're doing that throughout the week. And by a month's time, you would reevaluate that. And I'll talk about reevaluating a little bit later. But you would reevaluate it and see if there's an increase, if there's a decrease, if it's working, if you need to tweak something. So dig deep, find out what you're really passionate about, and write that at the top of your page. Then you want to set your smaller goals, your sub goals, and then you want to break it down about what actual action steps you're going to take for each of those. Probably 2 or 3. So for an example, there was a short-term goal. I ran a marathon in 2009, I think it was. And first step is research. If you want to do something, anything in your craft, I think research is really, honestly, like 80% of it. Before I started my YouTube channel, I kind of thought, oh, this is easy. I'm web savvy. I love being creative. I will just start a page and get started. But do you know it took me 5 to 6 months to research everything that I needed to do to even start a page? And it was so beneficial because I think in order to be successful, you need to know all the tools you're working with. You need to ask around. You need to talk to people. You need to watch other people to see how they're doing it and really get a grasp on all the information that you need in order to be successful. So research is so important. Once you found out what you're passionate about, I have people on here on YouTube that I watch that are inspiring to me, that give tips and tools to the things that I'm going for, things that I want to deliver to people. And I have a mentor. Actually, I have 2 mentors and some inspiring friends. So you want to do your research. You want to get feedback. So important. An example of us doing measurable goals for that was, okay, we need to get signed up for this thing, and we need to learn everything possible so we can be successful and cross that finish line. So we signed up. We asked experienced marathon runners what they do, what their diet is, what their regimen is, how they keep their endurance going, and just so much. We started to train, we started to hike, and I still love hiking to this day. And we learned what fluids we needed to take, what food diet we need to do, and so we set up a regimen and active measurable goals to do every week. We were each other's accountability partner, and so that really kept us focused and motivated that, okay, and these days we're going to work out together, no excuses, and we're going to keep track of each other's diet and exercise. So it really paid off. We were able to complete the marathon, and that was pretty amazing. It was a great accomplishment, and I just remember that I actually couldn't walk for 2 days following that marathon. I mean, it's crazy. It was pretty intense. By 9 months' time, we were ready to go. That's an example. Measurable goals, running a marathon, research. I found that it's great to make goals. You set your goals out 1 year's time because the 5 year plan is a little too big, it's a little too broad. And you want to reevaluate really at the end of a year, see how far you've come. And you really need to, I think, set a next step to that 1 year goal at 1 year mark because things change and you want to see if you've made any progress. If not, then you probably need to reevaluate the way you're doing things and change some things up. So I really want to tell you all my goal or my vision on this channel. And, you know, it's great to touch a lot of lives, but my goal is quantity over quality over quantity. And my goal is really to add value, if in some small way, to other people's lives. I just want to give back all the things that I've learned for the past 10 years in the field and give back to other people. And I really feel like I'm in a place where I can do that. So I'm really excited to hopefully give back some type of value. Maybe you just needed an escape, and each week this video can just be like an outlet for you. I think that'd be awesome too, because I know I use YouTube like that as well. Get people around you that are actively doing their goal, that are not just complaining. I'm all for venting and processing through things. But after a few times, if you're not acting on it, then it just sounds like complaining. And that's a downer. So get some people around you that are inspiring and they're actively taking a hold of their goals and their dreams and they're walking after them. I have a friend that recently just opened up her own private practice. She's amazing. She's been a counselor for over 30 years. She's been a counselor, and she's been on the state board. She was actually my director of the agency, clinical director, my boss at one time. And now we've been friends for the past 7 years, and she's opening up her own private practice. So I've videoed that, and I'll probably show you all her dream that became a reality. Because I believe if you just are jumping out on your dream and you're leaping out on faith, I think you're a dream catcher. Even if you haven't fully realized the full dream, I think that's pretty amazing. I believe that is experiencing your dream already. And I love the idea of YouTube, that you can choose what you are being influenced by and you can choose what you watch rather than just being fed something on TV that you may or not want to watch, but it's on. So, okay, I guess I'll choose this one. Tip number 5. Tip number 5, after you've invested and you've put out all these things, your dreams and your goals, and you've worked hard, self-care is very important to maintaining your endurance and getting you to your goal to do what you need to do. And I have a video all about self-care. Hope you check it out. You know, something I do, I just got a massage last week. That's something that I try to do twice a month, 2 times every 2 weeks. And just went out with a friend to dinner, window shop, and allows you to have some downtime, gives your mind a break, and then you get back to your goals. So balance is so important. Learning balance. It's not going to be perfect every time, but just learning some sort of balance in having positive outlets or self-care. Identifying what those are and then actually putting them on your calendar. Because sometimes if we don't, unfortunately, they'll just go by us, and then we'll realize that they're months gone by, 3 months, say and we haven't done anything for ourselves, and then we're wondering why we're feeling burned out. So making sure that you actually schedule self-care. During this process, you don't want to get into the competitiveness or comparing yourself, because those are actually can be quite unhealthy. And a way to do that is to something I talked about earlier, unplugging, and just to keep that in mind, because as you go along, I know I talked about unplugging to start off your journey, but uh, in the middle of your journey, while you're going along, you'll want to schedule days. For instance, I have 1 or 2 days throughout the week that I'll just put on my calendar, unplug for those days, and I won't touch my phone or social media. An increase of things like anxiety, depression, stress, extreme stress, and even panic attacks. So I'm not going to get into too many deep-rooted issues on this channel. I believe that you should seek a counselor one-on-one for that. And so but I am going to touch on tips for stress and anxiety and low-grade depression, in which a lot of these things can be preventative for bigger things. So one of the things is actually breathing. And it's interesting because when you hear breathing techniques, a lot of people say, oh, okay, yeah, you know. And I had a guy ask me, he was humble enough to ask me one time, he was like, why are breathing techniques talked about so much? How does that even help you? And I asked him, if you weren't breathing, what would it do to your body? So obviously breathing controls every aspect of our body. If we're not breathing, and if you notice that, when people hyperventilate, when people are stressed, they're taking short, shallow breaths. So take a look at your breathing right now. Are you taking full breaths? I know you're taking short breaths right now, aren't you? So I'm going to take you through a breathing exercise real quick. It takes 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes, you can decrease your stress by 50%. So that's pretty awesome. End of the day, at the end of your day, your work or school day, or any time that you're feeling really anxious or stressed, is a great time. So this is the 4 count breathing technique. And what you basically do, it's best to get in a quiet space where you're completely left alone. You can lie down and place your hand on your stomach. You're going to breathe in for 4 counts. So you breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to hold it at the top for 2 seconds. And then you just let it out for 4, 2, 3, 4. And the key is to breathe in completely. Make sure that your stomach is expanding in and out when you breathe in and you breathe out. But making sure you're taking 4 counts of full breath, holding at the top, breathe out for 4, and do that 5 times. After 5 times, I guarantee you will feel completely different. It'll change the way that you actually handle stress, that your body handles stress. I think it's a great technique. It's pretty simple, but we don't breathe. Full breaths, and then it really messes with different aspects of our body. It can give us headaches, and can give us panic attacks just from not breathing correctly, and anxiety. I talked a little bit before about getting a mentor. That's another way you can stay motivated, is following somebody. Maybe it's in real life, or it's on YouTube, or it's in another area. Get 1 or 2 people that are inspiring to you. Somebody that's where you want to be, and maybe you have notifications on your phone and you see what they're up to, and they're just inspiring you each week because they're doing what you want to do and you're learning from them. So definitely get a mentor or one or two people that inspires you. And fortunately, everybody doesn't get it from their family. A lot of times you'll see people creating their own support system and seeking out people that are positive and getting people in their life that give unconditional support. No matter if you're doing well, if you're not, they're there for you. They're cheering you on. They're, not critical, but helping support you just unconditionally. And that's everything right there. Tip number 6 is be in a mindset of gratitude. Having an attitude of gratitude is everything. My motto is actually, gratitude is the only attitude. I say that because it gives me no room to have any other attitude, because I know I will. But the thing about it is developing gratitude allows you to stay motivated and enjoy the journey. You're noticing things along the way because you're staying mindful. In the back of my notebook, I have a gratitude journal. And each day before I go to sleep, I write down my gratitudes. What went well that day? And this was actually a game changer for me. I just decided to try it based upon hearing about it. And it's amazing how it changes your state of mind. And just going to bed thinking about what went well, rather than I have to do this, I have to do that, that didn't go well, will totally change your state of mind. And like I said, whatever you meditate on before bed is what you're going to meditate on for the next 8 hours, 7 or 8 hours that you sleep. So you want to put something positive and healthy into your mind before you go to sleep. So whatever you're dreaming about, whatever you're thinking about when you're sleeping, that's developing your mind. My gratitudes this week were, I made a new friend, I finished a new video, and I saved $100. It's that simple. All right, guys, I'm going to save tip number 7 for the next video, part 3, and that's going to be where we wrap it up and evaluate our progress. So hopefully you've had time this week to practice some of the tips, and by next video you can get started on evaluating and reevaluating what you've done. So again, I hope you have an amazing week. I hope you live out your goals and all the gifts that are inside of you, and just know that there's enough success to go around for everybody, and that you're not in competition with anybody, because you only walk, talk, act, and think the way you do. There's only one you. And so you don't have to compete with anybody else, because how things are developing. If any of this resonated with you, or if it was helpful, I hope it was. And comment below, let me know what things kind of came to your mind while listening, and the things that you're working on. I'd love to hear how things are developing for you, and just to keep me posted, updated. I'll see you next time. Bye.